Frontline, a stock I own. I still have 3 shares. I was surprised. I thought I only had 1 share left. Apparently, I have 3 shares of Frontline in my Vanguard account. I don't look at my Vanguard account that much. I remember having I had 100 shares of Frontline. I had my dividends come in at 70 cents a share, and I had my dividends come in at 50 cents a share a couple years ago, and then 0 dividends for a couple years. Now, they started paying dividends again. According to what I looked online, it was $1.07 one month, 70 cents another month, and 80 cents in September. I was able to verify the 80 cents in September because I got 240 with the 3 shares that I have. But in my Vanguard, it's difficult to do research on the dividends. So I'll have to probably call them in a couple days when they're open Monday through Friday to ask them how to find out where to look for the dividends of one particular stock all year long. That Vanguard account. I used to think I had met this guy at Del Taco one time, and he was a guy that was into stock, and I thought that I could learn a lot from him, and he happened to use Vanguard, so I used Vanguard. So, yeah. So, back to Frontline. Frontline is starting to pay dividends again. They're quarterly dividends, and the yield is maybe 13 or 15%. But the amount per share is pretty good. If it's $1.07 one time, 70 cents, and then 80 cents. If it goes back up to 80 cents, or if it goes to $1 again, it's not going to be that bad on my 3 shares. I'm reconsidering whether I want to get 100 shares or not. When I have 100 shares of Frontline, I looked at the options trade. Oh man, the options are great on that. If you're $1 out or $2 out, it could be 35 cents or, yeah, it's not bad. So on the 2 months that it's not paying a dividend, I could do some options on it. And then afterwards, after the cutoff date, I could do a third one, since it's a quarterly stock. I mean, once you have the X date is a date that the stock pays if you own the shares. So after that X date, then I can sell, on the 3rd month, I can sell an options for it so I don't lose the dividend. It seems to be a decent stock now. If I would have held it for 2 years, which I wasn't going to do, I'd be doing options right now on it. But now it's about the same price. It's about the same price. I think it was 20 something. It was like 50 cents less than ARR, but ARR is a much better stock because it pays monthly, not quarterly. And the yield is about 25% on ARR and around 13 or 14 or 15% on FRO. But I can supplement if I get another 2 or 3% a month doing options on it. I could bring up the 13% or 14 or whatever it is to, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 24% a year, maybe. Anyway, maybe another 10% per year to 24% a year on the options, because they're paying like 35 cents if you're like $2 out. Yeah. So $1 for every dollar per share, you have 100 shares, that's $100. So if I do it $2 or $3 out, I like doing it usually $3 away from the current price. That would be like $300, but I think I might just go to the 2 once I get 100 shares. I got to find out whether I want to start a Charles Schwab or not. I heard they were better at options trading. Or at least that's what the my former manager, or the former person I was leasing my place from. Yeah, my former landlord. So anyway, Frontline got my consideration again, because there's 2 ways, there's like 3 ways we're going to make money with Frontline. One, if the value of the stock goes up, I don't look at that. I'm not an equity investor, but that's a possibility. 2, the yield, which pays quarterly, it looks like they're starting to do business again, and it looks like they've figured out how to overcome the COVID close down, and they're making money again. So they're putting it into the stockholders' hands again. And I'm a stockholder. I got 3 shares in one of my accounts. I might just move it over to, I might just start a Charles Schwab. I might do that. Or I might just buy 100 shares in my Fidelity. I don't know yet. But Frontline, the longer I get into stock, the more I learn about stock. All I was looking at was the dividends with Frontline. They cut them. I didn't know anything about options at that time. Now I know about options. Combining options and dividends, I may do close to the same as I do with ARR. So Frontline is front and center of my consideration at this time. Frontline, Frontline, Frontline. 2 years ago, I would never have thought about that I'd be buying more Frontline. But now that they're actually adding dividends and the options train, it's like dragging me into purchasing Frontline stock. Frontline, Frontline, Frontline. So if you have any questions, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, share the videos, comment, and tell me what you want to see. If you want to hear more about Frontline, tell me. If you're tired of Frontline, tell me. If you want to hear more about any of the stocks I've mentioned, if you want a list of stocks I purchased, I will consider that. But I've got, right now I'm at 42 different positions in my Fidelity, and I don't know how many I have in my Vanguard. But Frontline's one of them. ARR, I believe, is one of them. So I will get back to you when I get back to you. I usually just take the dividends that I'm making in the Vanguard just to purchase more stock in Vanguard. I'm not putting any more real money, any out-of-pocket money into it. But Frontline is starting to look real good. I never thought that Frontline would come back like it does, but, you know, the management must have turned the company around, and it looks like it would be a good investment for options trading and a good investment for dividends. And if the dividends ever stop, I can still make maybe 2% a month. 2 times 12 is 24. 1 or 2% a month, which would be somewhere between 12 and 24%. It depends. I'm just starting to look at it. When I have more information, I'll let you know and I'll upload it. So Frontline, 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 which is a shipping company. They have ships, and they have what they call cargo on those ships, and they ship cargo, and that's where they make their money. They bring stuff into different countries. I'm not sure if it's if they bring it in the United States or where they bring it. I have to do the research again because I haven't been dealing with them for about 2 years. In March, it'll be like 3 years. Okay, I will talk to you. When I talk to you, I'm reconsidering Frontline. Frontline might be a decent investment now. Thank you and have a great day.